John's got his trench coat, Strange has got his charm. John's got his trench coat, Strange has got his charm. Walking through the fire, they won't link arm in arm. Walking through the fire, they won't link arm in arm. Green Man is howling, the cape is in the sky. Green Man is howling, the cape is in the sky. They could shake the earth, but the money's gone dry. They could shake the earth, but the money's gone dry. Cow wants the bat and the claw, Dry wants the web and the wing. Cow says the walls are too high, Joe says the game's gone stone cold. Chasing after profit, losing all the fun. Spiders on the brick, night wings on the wire. On the wire. Spiders on the brick, night wings on the wire. They could swing together, but the boss is a liar. Two worlds apart, ain't no bridge to cross. No bridge to cross. Yeah. Two worlds apart, ain't no bridge to cross. Big man gets the money, we just feel lost. Two worlds apart, ain't no bridge to cross.
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Sneak Peek at Next Week with Kyle and Drew. This is episode number 1019. We're going to be talking about comics originally releasing April the 29th, 2026. But before we get into the world of comic books and what's coming up this coming Wednesday, Drew, anything new or fun in the world of comics besides all the TV shows and everything else going on?
Well, we did get a cool question, interesting question. With all the crossovers happening now between Marvel and DC, and we saw the Batman, Deadpool, and some of the others that they've been cranking out, what crossover would you like to see that has never been done before?
In comics?
Yeah.
Well, we talked simply about this when we were talking Magic the Gathering a little bit earlier. The thing that got me poised back in is they're like, ooh, look, Final Fantasy. Bam!
Ooh. Yeah.
And there are a few unfinished storylines with some of my older Final Fantasy games. Like, my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VI. Came out originally as Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo. I adore those characters. I would love to hear more about storylines from them, prequels, postquels, all the fun stuff.
Crossing over with what, though?
I mean, just put them in comics, I was mostly thinking.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted, crossing over video games into comics. Sorry, I guess I misunderstood the question.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's a fine answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, and they might do this actually because they continue to work together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have they done John Constantine in Doctor Strange? Have they crossed over that the DC magic guy and the Marvel magic guy together? Because I would like to see that.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
I think that would be pretty slick. And I'm wondering if they've ever done Hulk and Superman. Just punch fest.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat.
That would be cool. Let's see who else. trying to think.
Your boy Nightwing would be good with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Have they done that?
I don't know that they've necessarily done that. That would be a cool one. I would enjoy that one quite thoroughly.
They both do like the little quips.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That'd be kind of neat. It'd be a little quip fest.
Let's see. There's a lot of really good crossovers.
They might actually do. I mean, these might actually happen because if they're working together now and they're continuing, and if those things are selling, I don't know that they are, but if they are selling, that might actually all these might actually happen because there's only so many random characters you can put together.
They do love money.
Yeah. Yeah, I would check some of those out, I think. Yeah, I think you should just... Anybody who is like the equivalent of the other publisher's character.
Yeah, the Wade Wilson and Slade Wilson, so Deathstroke and Deadpool are essentially the same character.
Yeah.
Obviously we've got the Aquaman and Namor that are essentially the same people, just smushed together.
Yeah, they should just do... Who's like the Flash over at Marvel?
Speed?
Quicksilver, maybe?
Yeah, Quicksilver. Those kind of peoples.
I would like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. And then whoever wins, the other one has to give up.
And then, you've always got the two billionaire boys together, Iron Man and Batman. Those are
that would be
always
good.
The good times.
That would be good. I wonder what... I would like an exhaustive list of every crossover they've done between the publishers.
I'm trying to think of who Moon Knight would pair well with in the DC verse. Who else is batshit crazy? Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn and Moon Knight. Oh my God, that would be...
She's Marvel. Or no, she's DC, so that would be...
That would work.
Completely crazy individuals together.
That would work. And you know what? I would probably read that. I would definitely read that. That is cool. And let's say if you just forget Marvel and DC, like crossover like Walking Dead, and
that's where my mind originally went after my initial give me comics and stuff was who could we throw in a post-apocalyptic environment?
Yeah,
that would obviously not just be like somebody who'd be like, none of this is an issue for me, but have a little bit of struggle and a lot of fun.
Serial killer bear from beneath the trees where nobody sees. in the apocalypse, and see what happens. That would be crazy. Or do like you got all the licensed properties now. You do Alien and Transformers, or Star Wars and Predator.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars, just give somebody with a lightsaber and put them with Walking Dead would be fun.
That would be great.
Mow down a bunch of zombies.
They go to a zombie planet and just wipe them out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's hot this week, bro?
Oh, if we want to talk about what's hot this week, then you know where I like to go? I like to go to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. CBSI. I like to pull up their Hot 10. We got the one for the 18th of April. And let's start with the number one book in there, Ryan. As far as secondary markets concerned, we're going to be talking about Static number one.
Okay.
The old $2.95 collector's edition. This wasn't even a huge announcement, only an add-on as the producer was discussing another project, but that hasn't stopped the market surge, with more than 30 selling on the secondary market, raising the average to $22 as both covers hit highs of $40. Of that total volume, at least 22 sold on the 18th, so we can probably expect the momentum to carry through the weekend, as even CGC 9.8 quickly went from $100 to $150, with a standout sale being a CGC 9.8 Platinum for $550.
What makes it platinum?
That's what I was just thinking.
I don't know. I do not know that.
But the news was that the film adaptation is still in the works, renewing interest in the possibility of the first appearance.
All right.
At 2, Daredevil 131, Daredevil Born Again continues to roll on, and in what seems like a delayed reaction, the market is scooping up the first appearance Bullseye. We're enjoying the story, and it's great to see themes from the comics carry over, as this week we saw more than 25 selling, raising average to $272. Wow. The high raw doubled the previous at $404. Graded sales wise, the high mark was a CGC 9.6 at $873 as compared to last week, where the top sale was a CGC 9.2 for barely more than $400.
Wow, that's a little
which
out
was
of my
the same
reach.
as the raw.
Yeah, that's a little out of my reach. Either way.
Yeah. At rank 3, we have X-Men 101. Rumors and speculation are the most likely driver on this one, and not that they are wrong, as it is very possible Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. But regardless, we know we are getting an X-Men reboot focused on the Claremont run as inspiration, which means eventually we will get another run at the Phoenix Saga. Not necessarily a bad thing, as this time they might get the freaking thing right. That said, this week we saw a bump in volume with more than 25 selling, with an impressive average of over $600. High rolls jumped to $595, while the high sale this week was a CGC 9.6 going for $1,700. Additionally, 4 CGC 9.4s sold for between $1,000 and $1,075.
So that's the first appearance of Jean Grey. Is that right? Is that
the Phoenix?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this wasn't even just Jean Grey. This was the Phoenix.
All right. I don't really know my X-Men very well. Okay. And so this is going to be a reboot of young X-Men, young actors playing X-Men again.
Or just X-Men within the 616. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
All right. Holy crap, Drew. Let's talk about number 4. We have G.I. Joe 21, the 1 in 100 Ito cover.
That's pretty cool.
Now, want to first admit that there's some bias with CBSI here. They love G.I. Joe, and this spotlight was only about half a dozen that sold. Of course, that's not too bad for a 1 in 100.
Yeah.
That said, couldn't ignore the massive average of $260 with a high of 403. That's an insane 0 to 100 mile per hour start for this high ratio incentive. Every so often we get a variant that rushes up to big numbers and never looks back. Remember that Spider-Gwen in Hyuk Lee or the Del Auto X23? Not to say that this is what will happen here, but they don't always tank and come back down.
Yeah.
If you're curious, there do not seem to be a ton out there for sale. We only saw currently listed 3, and they're all asking between $300 and $450. From our boys Chip Zdarsky and Dan Panosian, we get rank 5 book with Devil's Reign 6. More speculation driving sales as we can figure the original Netflix Defenders will all be showing up for season 3 of Daredevil Born Again. But the current spec is that Luke Cage may be replacing Fisk as the mayor. Not a terrible leap, but we need to clear up where Luke is, as he left off his own series at the top of a criminal empire, and no way could a criminal kingpin be elected. Never mind. Okay, but the spoiler cover is the choice for most, as this issue that kicks off Luke's mayoral campaign. Basically a dollar bin book last week.
Wow.
Had a number of sales for a single seller for $1.50, whereas this week we saw more than 50 selling, back up to around cover price at $500, and highs reaching even $15.
Not 500, $5.
$5.
Yep. Very cool.
At rank 6, ASM 129. This one won't fade, as each week sees more and more money pouring into it, while volumes are pretty steady with more than 20 sold overall at an average of $1,674. The raw high at $1,800, up from last week. While there is no single huge sale like last week, this week saw 3 CGC 9.2s sell for an average of $2,700 and $3,500.
Pretty good.
All of which are pretty impressive and contributing to the overall average, as Frank Castle still probably hasn't peaked yet.
That's cool. It's nice to see an old key like that stay consistent.
Yep, stay and keep moving. More Daredevil at 181, which is at rank 7. More speculation with the original Defenders returning that we may also eventually see Elektra's return. Not a terrible leap, as she could also be a contender to be the mystery woman leading the hand in the Spidey trailer. While not her first, this is a classic issue that includes all of the Ninja Frank Miller goodness that made the man a legend. Plus, that moment with Bullseye. More than 30 have sold, an overall average of $59. This is still an affordable key. The high sale was a CGC 9.8 for over $200. If you just like Rawls, the average is 23 and a high of 35.
So what they're talking about when they say the Bullseye moment? Was that in the series?
No, it's in this book.
Oh, just in this book. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because she hasn't been in the new series yet, but they think she will.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
At rank 8, Action Comics 645, George Perez cover. Gotta love it. They narrowed down the casting to one Mrs. Adria Arjona this week for Maxima. Though I maybe believe this to be a feint, and she's actually Wonder Woman, so who knows. Maxima is probably still in the flick in a minor role cast with a lesser-known actress, is our guess. But this feels like a perfect fit for the new Wonder Woman. Either way, volume was way down a tiny bit, causing the slip from 3 to down here to 8, with more than 25 still selling. However, the average is up to 25, as well as a high 38. The big sale this week was a CGC 9.8. It sold for $500, which matched the old-time high.
Now, the casting is for what?
They narrowed down the casting to one Mrs. Adria Arjona this week for Maxima.
In what property? What is this?
Something DC related.
Okay. But we don't know if it's a movie or a show.
I do not currently. I assume
the next Superman movie, maybe?
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm assuming.
Because Supergirl, they would have already known the cast, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. At rank 9, Amazing Spider-Man 121, J.R. Sr. on the cover there. Interesting speculation on this one, as some folks believe we may see a similar fate for the MCU's current MJ as we had with what happens with Gwen in this classic Spidey issue. We already kind of had that teased and replayed in the last movie with Garfield Spidey saving her, but who knows? That said, another classic Marvel book seeing a bump this week with more than 15 sold, nearly doubling the average price to $453. The raw high was $325 for a copy listed as only a 6.5 to 7. Big sales this week were CGC 9.4s for just over $1,000, while last week's high watermark was a CGC 8.0 for $550. And at rank 9, we have Lost Fantasy number 9, the Cat Blanchett cover. New release cheesecake cover of the week is seeing a bump in price since release. Over 40 on the secondary market, averaging $7, slightly above cover, as early sales were pre-sales cover to cover or less. However, since release, this aftermarket is heating up. Highs hit $20 of that $20 in that total volume sold at a premium. All of those premium sales occurred since Thursday. Right now, listings are seeking $25 to $30.
That's interesting. I wonder why that one spiked. Just because of that cover?
Yep, just the cheesecake of it all.
All right.
Things that missed the cut. We have G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero. Silent Mentions. Zartan, number 1 in 25. This was one I told us about when we were going through a sneak peek. Another week, another G.I. Joe foil, just missing the cut. Only 4 sold, but they're between $87 and $100.
Wow.
And Witchblade 20 had a 1 in 25, selling well, but only 4 sold, but averaging $60, between $60 and $62. So at least staying consistent. This week we saw Giant Size X-Men fall down to only 15 sold, and the average dropping to $2,000, $2,038. However, despite the overall drop, the raw high surged to $3,500. The overall drop being the lack of big-time graded sales, as the top sale this week was a CGC 9.8 for $3,800.
With a crack.
And that even had a cracked case.
Cracked case, yeah. I got a comic sent back to me because the CGC case had a crack in the corner, a tiny little crack in the corner. And I was like, really? Really? It's preserved. You saw it in the picture, but they returned it anyway. Dicks.
People be fickle beasts.
They are.
Detective Comics 1006. Other folks are catching on that this isn't actually Dan Quinon's first work. This heat is cooling already, or too many copies came to market. Whatever the case, another 40 sold, maintaining the strong volumes, but the average slipped to $73. This week is the high. Also wasn't near last week's heights as only $115.
So people are looking for Dan Quintana's work? First work,
Yep.
I guess? Okay.
I guess.
Interesting. All right. Well, now it's time for, I think it's our favorite catalog. Our consistently favorite catalog.
DC, yeah.
DC. What we got going on over there?
Let's see. We got 60 pages of goodness. Oh, we've got Elseworld sagas going on here, so you can't beat that.
We got a table of contents, which Kyle likes. Always good.
I do like a good table of
I mean,
contents.
give us a glimpse of what we're going to look at. I like that.
Yeah, it looks like some interesting stuff, but let's start where we love to start with Action Comics 1100.
All right. And they're all in.
Yeah. Are we all in? Are we punching each other? What are we doing here? Yep, all in. Some neat covers, too. DCKO. Well, this is the epilogue to DCKO, so KO is also done and over
Yeah.
with.
Yes, it is. And I had forgotten that Superman disappeared at the end of it. Completely. Because I don't read any Superman, but I guess yeah, I guess he's back.
There you go. Okay, and we haven't, and just, we had all that hype with Mark Spears monsters and everything. Mark Spears is over in action doing covers, just kind of low key behind the scenes. Some Mark Spears art on one of those as well.
Huh.
So I don't know if he's as hot, but it's a good cover. We also have another DCKO epilogue, Superman 2026 Annual Year 1000 number 1. All in.
And another Mark Spears cover.
Another Mark Spears cover. We're giving him free reign. Yeah. Justice League Night Vision Special number 1. Mark Waid and Joshua Williamson with Miguel Mendonça art. More all in. A new danger to the DC forces. A Batman and Lex Luthor team up.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I do not like Spears doing DC. I don't like his art at all.
You don't like his take on it?
Do you?
Unless I saw the name, I would literally ho-hum over
Yeah,
it.
I would completely skip over it. Nothing there.
All right, this gets the blood flowing here, Drew.
Right.
Absolute Batman 22, the origin of the absolute Harley Quinn.
Okay. That'll be cool.
So this will be a big one in my mind. This will be one to snag up. I see a Derek Chew cover there. If it's what it is in my mind, I am all in on that. And this might be my, I've always said that I want kind of a sadistic Harley Quinn. Is that her on the cover?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we've already seen
AK.
Yeah, we've already seen her.
Oh, we already saw her. We just didn't have her.
We
origin.
didn't have her
Gotcha.
origin. Yeah. Yeah, she's been in it. So yeah, she's. I don't think she's really crazy though.
Never mind then. That's what I want. She's got an AK-47. So
Yeah,
that's
kind of crazy.
Absolute Catwoman number 2. Bengal cover. Selena on the run. Absolute Superman 21. The unbelievable finale of the reign of the Superman. All in. Absolute Wonder Woman 22. The Divine Threat hits home for Diana. Absolute Flash 17. Can Grodd be saved? Saving the gorilla. Green Arrow 3. Boy, that's an awesome cover. Dinah on the trial of the Green Arrow kill. Trail. Dang. A before I. Absolute Green Lantern 16. From comic to screen, The Art of Supergirl, $50 for 224 covers. Clayface Celebrity Dirt #1. Frank Gallen on art.
What is that homage to?
Yeah, we got a couple things here that I'm not completely
Yeah,
sure.
that's an interesting movie poster cover.
Ahead of the DC Studios Clayface movie, witness Basil Carlo bring the mud and the pain back to DC Comics. Lobo #5, as it continues. That is not all in. We are Lobo Next Level. We're into the next level now. Licensed to Lobo. Batwoman #5. Greg Rucka writing this with Donnie on art. Deathstroke the Terminator 5. Deathstroke appears to be a woman now. I missed that. DC Next Level. Fury of Firestorm 4. Zatanna 4. There's a nice Adam Hughes cover there as well.
These are all coming out now, this first issues, so I gotta force myself to sample them because they don't even look. They do not look good.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon Breakout #3. Does the key to Barbara's survival lie in the past? Dead Man #2. That one I know you're interested in.
I am 100%.
There's yet another Mark Spears cover. That one's the first one that I actually don't hate.
Yeah, and of course it's my Ice Cream Man guys. So.
Yep, W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. Yeah. Batman 11. The Ojo returns to Gotham City with her deadly sight set on unfinished business. David Aja cover.
Yep.
For a postage stamp, it looks great.
They do.
Poison Ivy 46. There's a Nubovich cover. Just like to say Nubovich. Nightwing 140. Dan Waters doing a pretty good job with that. Batgirl 21. The key to the case is within Cass's mind. Sounds like exactly what they're doing in another book.
Yeah.
There. Catwoman 89. Ji Hyung Lee cover is very good. Ned's cover is very good. Joe consistently great. Detective Comics 1111. Our boy Tom Taylor on that. Declan Shaw.
Can we go back to the Frank Cho Catwoman cover?
Yep.
I mean, it looks striking when I see it, but okay, I couldn't find the word cat.
The word cat at the top left. He just thought it was, whoa, man.
Well, I was like, is it in Batman's face or something? Okay, I see it now. That it is pretty well designed. Anyway, very cool. You were saying Detective 1111?
Detectives 1111. Past and presents collide. Tom Taylor writing that. Detective Comics Annual 2026.
Lobo.
Tom Taylor writing that as well. We have Lobo and Batman. Harley Quinn 64. We're back to all in, Drew. So we've moved past our next level and we're back to all in. I wish I knew what the difference was, but just FYI. Yeah. Flash 35, Superman Unlimited 15, Battle of the Super Sons. Supergirl 15, Sophie Campbell, Reign of the Superboys. Superman 40, Superboy Prime versus Manchester Black for the soul of DC Comics. Wonder Woman 35, Stephanie Williams writing that one. Justice League Unlimited 21. JSA 21. Emperor Aquaman 19. New Titans 37. The Secret of Cyborg, nobody cares. Green Lantern 18. Green Lantern 37. I'm sorry, Green Lantern Corps 18. Green Lantern 37. Batman Superman World's Finest 53. Mark Waid. Standoff in Skartaris, the finale of that storyline. Batman Superman World's Finest 2026 as an annual #1.
Nice.
And it looks like is that Jonathan, is that old man Kent?
Old man Kent and Alfred both.
Yeah.
And both are. Well, I know Alfred's gone. He's dead. So that'll be fun.
Let the father figures arise. DC's Hawk Girl Summer #1 Adventures of Superman Book of L10. DC Cross Sonic the Hedgehog Metal Legion #3. Enter the Metal Legion. Gotham Academy First Year 6 Siblings Side Quest Scarecrows. Oh my. Dark Knights of Steel 2 #1. I knew it wouldn't be long until they went back down this road, Drew. We got another 12
It did
issues.
take us 30 pages to get to what was on the cover, though. Does that seem weird?
It does. Tom Taylor writing that one. So, I mean...
I just think that should have been your first book in your catalog. It was on your cover.
Yeah. Yep. If we were in charge, it would have been way higher up there, because... Boy, there's nothing to have supplanted it. That's for darn sure.
No, nothing I've seen.
Yeah, but $5 a piece, 40 pages, 12 issues coming up. Dark Knights of Steel, of course, is them going back and being, swords and shields and all that fun stuff. Dark Knights of Steel, Heir to the Sea, #1. Tom Taylor also doing a spin-off. Catch up on the secret origin of Aquaman in the Dark Knights of Steel universe in that one. So more Tom Taylor.
Okay.
Supergirl Survive #2. This is the Ethan Parker and Griffin Sheridan written Rob Rice cover art version of Supergirl, Kara and Cal against the Lobo Gang. Superman Father of Tomorrow 3 and another. These are all Elseworld titles, by the way.
Yeah.
The Dark Knights of Steel is Elseworld, both of them, and then the Survive, and then of course Things of Tomorrow. And here's where I fall asleep.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we've got our all-ins. We've got our next levels. We have our Elseworlds. And then we have unbranded DC. So, are you an all-in and a next level? Can you be both? Did we notice any of those? It is just...
I think your heart might stop. I don't think you can
I don't think you can
both.
cross the streams like that. It's just... Okay, so we get 4... Oh, plus Vertigo. I didn't see a single Vertigo in there, did you? There wasn't a single Vertigo.
That's what we just... Oh, we're in Vertigo. I thought we were in the thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought, I did too. Yeah, this is a new Vertigo. Okay, sweet. Okay, so this is the 5th kind of DC that you...
Yeah.
100 bullets.
We got 100 bullets. Is it the Us of Anger or the U.S. of Anger?
I think U.S. of Anger would make more sense, but it's not... There's no periods there.
Nuh-uh. Brian Azzarello, Eduardo Rizzo. Happy 250th, America. Lono's back. You won't survive the year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's U.S. of Anger.
Bleeding Hearts at a 6. End of Life at a 6. Peril of the Brutal Dark. An Ezra Kane mystery at 6. Nice House by the Sea at 11. So we finally get a new, maybe Vertigo book.
Good for them.
There's going to be an 8-issue series. And we have Frank Miller and Jock covers.
So are all these 6 of 6 ending? 6... No. End of Life.
I don't know that anything else is an of 6.
Brutal Dark is ending. And then
yes, that's
the other
6,
2 are still going on. Okay.
Yeah. And Nice House by the Sea is the penultimate because it's a 12-issue series.
Good. We'll be glad to see that go.
And into the facsimile Swamp Thing 1989 #4. This is that retread of that that unreleased book. Batman 127 facsimile, Batman 156 facsimile, Green Lantern 49 facsimile, Justice League of America 200 facsimile, Showcase Comics #4 facsimile. That's our first Flash, introducing Barry Allen.
Well, that Justice League 200 is $15.
Dang.
Right?
76 pages.
All right.
And if you want foil, it's $20.
Okay.
It's $5 worth of foil.
That's a lot of foil.
Court, Children of the Round Table, All AG, DC Marvel, Cosmic, Kiss Caper, and Other Stories, The Most Amazing Team-Ups comic, Batman Hush. Here's the collected edition. So I just jumped the gun by about 4 pages.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to get Hush 2 collected. $30 book there. Probably not going to read that. Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, which I think I read. I don't remember liking it, but it's now collected as a deluxe edition. Absolute gets a volume 3. Absolute Batman, gets a volume 3. Batman White Knight Generation Joker, the old Sean Murphy. Forgot about that one. That's collected. Batman The Dark Knight Returns, a 2026 edition. Reissued once again. And a deluxe edition of also The Dark Knight Returns. Well, what's the difference? A 2026 and then a deluxe. Okay. Whatever. They look very similar. Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes gets collected. Poison Ivy gets a deluxe edition of first 12 issues, Batman 124 and Gotham City Villains Giant. Supergirl, Volume 2, collects issues 7 through 10, so just a small trade. Green Lantern Volume 6, with this ring, collects Green Lantern 28 to 33. Green Lantern Corps Volume 2, New World Order, collects Green Lantern Corps 10 to 13, and the DCKO Green Lantern Galactic Slam. Green Lantern Corps Recharge, I don't know what it's collecting. Doesn't say. DC's Finest Batman The Demon Lives Again collects Batman 231 to 245 and Detective 410 to 425. Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 is collecting that event they tried to redo way back in, when was that? Can't even tell. But it comes in reading order, so you get all the crossovers in the correct order. So that'd be fun. DC's Finest Harley Quinn, The Ballad of Harley Quinn, collects Harley Quinn 9 through 25. Harley Quinn, Our Worlds at War, and Harley and Ivy, Love on the Lam, and Gotham Girls 1 through 5. Batman and Son, the DC Comics Compact Edition, which I hope are selling. Fables, No More Happily Ever After, the DC Compact Edition. Absolute Y, The Last Man, Volume 1. Is that
$10, baby.
$10? That must only be. Is that just like the first 6? Must just be the first 6 for that much.
First 18.
You get the first 18 for $10?
The first of 3 volumes collecting issues 1 through 18 in the groundbreaking Vertigo series, including a special sketchbook section.
Oh, nice. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Volume 2, the Absolute Edition.
The way that's worded, it might be telling me that the 3 issues are what. This might be 1 through 6.
1 through 6, yeah. And the first three volumes are collecting 1 through 18.
Yeah. They've got it worded stupid.
Yeah. Batman City of Madness collects 3 issues for $30. Okay. I don't know that. Why they must be really deluxe. Batman Killing Time collects that series 1 through 6. Makes a little more sense. 100 Bullets Book 5, the 26 edition. collects 81 through 100 of that series. Finishes it up. Absolute Power Omnibus collects a bunch of stuff in that Absolute Power event. Batman Detective Comics Omnibus collects a bunch of stuff. Ooh, Sergeant Rock by Joe Kubert, the deluxe edition. Oh man, look at all that Sergeant Rock goodness in there. I would love that if it wasn't. Well, it's only $50. I guess that's not too bad. Swamp Thing, Book 3. Collecting 80 to 87, an annual, and then Swamp Thing 89, the lost issues, which were really 88 to 91. They're going to call it Swamp Thing 89, 1 through 4. I got it. Superman, the Silver Age Omni, Volume 2. Black Canary Ignite. That's collected. The DC Universe by Keith Giffen is a collection. Unwritten Compendium 2 collects a ton of unwritten, including 34.5 and 35.5, which must have been half issues? I don't know. I don't know what that was. Wonder Woman Rebirth, the Greg Rucka Omnibus. It's the first 25 issues of that, plus a few specials. House of Secrets, the Bronze Age Omnibus. Now this could be fun. Collecting that series, and it looks like we are finishing up with a poster for Supergirl in theaters June 26th. Man, it's in IMAX. I wouldn't mind checking that on an IMAX. And then we're going to do a Lego Batman game on May 22nd. So to recap, we made a big deal about Elseworlds and put that on the cover, and then just kind of didn't do much about it. And all the Elseworlds, I guess the Elseworlds must have been a bigger deal in the previous catalog, and I've just forgotten. But that's okay. That's okay. DC did all right. I'm going to give you a B-, I think, on that. All right. Kyle, you ready to do cover price?
Yeah, let's head over to good friends at Cover Bryce. We've looked at the future. Let's look at some more secondary, and let's see what we can find on Cover Price. Again, we're back to the week ending in April. I don't know if this is the 13th or 18th. I've got two different dates on here, but that's okay. We're going to talk about the first one in here, Absolute Batman 19. The Dan Quintana Heavy Mental Comics foil, limited to 1,000. This was a retailer exclusive variant by generating strong reactions, blah, 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 blah. 6 copies in the secondary market. $625. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But settling to $535. We also have a Dan Quintana Detective Comics 1006. A CGC 9.8 copy for $300. Rawls for $65. Tracked 38 copies sold. This book is almost 7 years old, but fans are tracking him down.
Okay.
So he must be our
new hot guy. The new hotness.
New hot guy. The new hotness. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Silent Missions, Crimson Guard #1. connecting foil 1 through 25. These have all popped. They spell out Cobra.
Oh, yeah.
So 7 copies in the secondary market. High sale is 60, selling 257. Dan Quintana's version of Detective Comics 1007, another great 2019 Dan Quintana cover. Saw 34 copies in the secondary market. High sale of 135 at CDC 9.8 for 135, and Rawls settling at $34. Spider-Man 2026 San Jose Sharks Custom Edition. We all know that if we were able to put ourselves on a comic book cover, we probably would. Macklin Celebrini did exactly that with this special promo release. NHL and Marvel collaborated to put together this reprint, replacing the cover with Celebrini in a decked-out hockey uniform in homage to Spider-Man. It's a pretty neat design, and only fans that attended the Sharks vs. Predators game were able to get a copy. Once that hit, the aftermarket demand was high. I saw 15 copies on the secondary market with a high sale of $113, settling to $82. Drew, this warms the cockles in my heart. At rank 6, we have Witches. Number 1, that's Witches with a Y, Wytches. It has been a long time since we've heard any news about Witches, animated series coming to Prime Video. However, fans caught a lucky break last week when Scott Snyder replied to a comment on social media stating, "We just got our pilot back from the studio this week. Literally watched it last night. Really proud of this one." Snyder also went on to state that they are unsure when the studio will allow them to reveal teasers, casting, etc. Still, the information was plenty for fans that thought the project would be stuck in development hell. It probably won't be another 2 years before we hear any more information. But in the meantime, why not track down that first issue? 17 copies in the secondary market. High sale $110 for CDC 9.8 and $10 for Raw. I will be waiting for casting.
Yeah, okay. That'll be interesting.
Yes. And at rank 7, Transformers 31, the foil 1 in 100. Boy, we're having a lot of 1 in 100s, quote unquote, pop here.
Yeah.
This one isn't popping. We tracked 7 copies with a high sale of $102, settling down to $74. That's not good.
Not good for a 1-on-1.
Under ratio doesn't work for me and Drew.
No, we don't like that.
Batman number 1, Dan Quintana, 2025 New York Comic Con. Hell Destroyer Comics, more great art. Foil, limited to 1,000. Blah, 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 blah. We're tracking down old Dan Quintana. 10 copies in the secondary market. CGC 9.8 for $150. Settling to $70. Pokemon. The Electric Tale of Pikachu number 1. Pokemon has been a constant staple of childhood for the past 30 years. Very rarely do properties have the strength to transcend generations. Original Pokemon may be nostalgic to some, but the new generations of Pokemon continue to bring in new fans every day. Additionally, the introduction of a new game also keeps the brand alive. Pokemon Pokopia has been a massive hit since its release. And more recently, the release of Pokemon Championships was another great hit. Additionally, since it's a Pokemon's 30th anniversary, new card collections have been pushed out, sending a whole different aftermarket in the front. For the comic book aftermarket, it looks like fans are chasing down one Pokemon Growl, the first appearance of Pokemon in U.S. comic books. 7 copies sold on the secondary market. CGC 9.8 going for $1,200, Drew.
Wow.
And Rawls settling to $380.
That's hot.
That's a spicy book. That is from 1998, by the way. Yeah. Everyone loves a jewel thief. Number 1. This is Who is this from? Ignition Press.
Okay.
This is such a perfectly quirky idea that is surprising to see that has never been done. A group of former D&D friends have all fallen down on their luck. However, one has a plan to pull off a jewelry heist. With no experience in high-stakes robbery, how will these former nerds be successful and not get hurt? That is the question that is masterfully teased in this first issue, which was released to raving reviews about the storytelling and artwork. When fans went to track down the 1 in 10 retailer incentive, they got a fun surprise, very sensual and sexy cover, which you don't always think of when we talk D&D, which always does well in the aftermarket. We tracked 32 copies selling on the secondary market with a high sale of $35, settling to $28.
At rank 11, we've got Action Comics 645. Sold 20 copies. Near mint going for $26. Raw's around 19. This is that first appearance of Maxima we talked about. Walking Dead Deluxe 132. This is the Invincible Team Up cover. Ah, yes. And this one sold 15 copies with a high sale of $25 for a near mint. Raws are going around 21. We were talking about crossovers earlier. This is the DC Marvel Superman Spider-Man #1 crossover. And this sold 58 copies with a high sale of $25 for a near mint. And Raws going for $28 for fair market value. Why is the high sale 25 and the fair market value higher? I don't understand that. Absolute Wonder Woman 17, the C2E2 version variant, sold 10 copies with a high sale of $50 for a near mint copy. If Destruction Be Our Lot, this is the Ashcan retailer preview. This title has not been released yet, but there's some hype going on around here. This is a Comics Pro variant, and it sold a whopping 19 copies with a high sale of $20 for a near mint. Raw's around 12. At rank 16, we have Star Wars Shadow of Maul #2, the Ken Lashley 1 in 25. And this one sold.
The names on that, If Destruction Be Our Lot, is Rosenberg and Tinian.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. We tracked 15 copies of the Star Wars Shadow of the Maul #2, 1 in 25. And it's selling for a high of $35. Pretty ho-hum, right, Kyle?
I completely agree.
At rank 17, we have one of our old favorites, Spawn #1, selling another 55 copies with a high sale of $122 for a 9.8. Raw's around $26. Can't go wrong.
I wonder how many copies have been sold. I wonder if there's like a raw copy of Spawn 1 that's been sold like 42 times on eBay.
No,
Just keeps getting passed
I think
around.
it's some of the 2 million that are out there. There's plenty. There are plenty of them.
There are plenty around.
Yeah. Capes 5, the Corey Walker 1 in 10. Sold 16 copies with a high sale of $60 for a near mint. Absolute Batman #18, the Dan Quintana Davis Ricker, limited to 999 copies. Sold 11 more with a high sale of $289 for a near mint. And rounding out our top 20, Black Cat #9, the Chris Anka Virgin 1 in 50. Sold 7 copies with a high sale of $62.
Question for you, Drew.
Yes.
Spawn #1 was 1992.
Yes.
You bought 100 copies.
Yep.
You threw them back for, you bought them $2 a piece or whatever,
Yeah.
right? You threw them back for 40 years and sold them for $25 a piece. Is that a success?
No.
I don't think so either.
No,
Okay, just check.
No, it's not. No. Nope. Not a success at all.
Speaking of not a success at all, let's head on over to our sneak peek at next week. Let's find our books on lunar distributions. Let's go to April the 29th. And let's start where we love to start, with Mad Cave and 51 #1, second print.
And then we'll just skip over that one and go to Abattoir 6, number 1, which is Escape from New York meets 30 Days of Night in a Mad Max future. Post-apocalyptic prisoners escaping Alcatraz. There's a lot of shit going on in this one. And
what is it? Iron Ace Horror Publishing?
Maybe. A lot going on there. A lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
How many genres can we jam into this bad boy?
Get your peanut butter out of my tie. Batman The Dark Knight Returns, number 3 of 4, facsimile edition. Those Frank Miller covers there. Those $5 facsimiles.
Batman
Wonder Woman Truth. Yeah. Number 1. Jeff Loeb, Jim Cheng. A Tale from the World of Batma. Hush by the superstar team of Jeff Loeb and Jim Chung. That is a big typo on Lunar Distribution.
Bleeding Hearts, number 2, seems to be the breakout hit of the Vertigo books. It's getting a second printing on also its second issue. So
heck yeah. DCKO number 1, 4th printing. DCKO number 1, 4th printing. Cover B. DCKO number 2, 2nd printing. DCKO number 3, 2nd printing. DCKO number 4, 2nd printing. DCKO number 5, 2nd printing. DCKO Boss Battles, 1 shot. 2nd printing.
Wow. So people enjoyed that book and wanted to collect it all. That's great.
Yeah. KO was a success.
DC Cross Sonic the Hedgehog number 1 gets its 6th printing.
And these are connecting covers on these 6th printing, 2nd printing, 2nd printing.
Oh, okay.
So if it's anything like The Walking Dead subsequence that you had to have 5 to connect them, we have that exact same thing here with DC Cross Sonic.
Okay.
So I think I've got my pick already, Drew, but let's see what else we got.
You can't pick all 5.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot. That's
yes.
5 different comics. No.
It's one connecting comic.
Deadhead number 5, that looks a lot like a Walking Dead cover to me. That cover B. But if they don't mind, I don't mind.
Who are you to say?
Defiant, the story of Robert Smalls, number 1. This is a Legion comic, I guess. This used to be this was a Diamond distributed comic and never got fulfilled because Diamond went belly up. So it's getting re-solicited. But there's not very many of them, so this is going to be in short supply, but I don't know if it'll matter.
Are you saying throw your hat in the ring or not?
I don't know yet. So we got a lot of stuff to look over. We'll see. We'll see if I'm saying. I'm saying you could do worse than taking a flyer.
Eldrick, the Sleeping Sorceress, number 1 of 2. I have no clue who the publisher is on this. Mm-hmm. But it's $5. Looks interesting.
Aerotech hits number 5. Those have been doing pretty well. Exploit as 2 of 5.
Like that cover.
Feral. Damn it! What movie is that? Oh, it's Weapons. Yeah. Weapons. It tells you right there. Thank you. Thank you for helping.
Weapons. I don't know Weapons at all.
Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was just out last year. With the kids running with their hands behind their. You probably saw the previews. Yeah, it was good. It was worth watching for a horror.
Fur Force number 3 from our good friends at Antarctic Press. The final anthropomorphic superhero animal.
Yet another silent mission. This one is Firefly for G.I. Joe. I think they need to pump the brakes on those, but
I mean, they're got to be easy to do. You don't have to write.
yeah, they're probably super easy.
I understand. They've got a coherent story, so there is actual writing.
Some
There's
more than others.
lettering necessarily.
Some
Awesome. Yeah, true. Okay.
Some more than others. Sometimes they're not that coherent. Giant size Savage Tales one shot. Bjorn Barron's cover. Sweet.
Ooh. But Drew likes the cosplay cover.
I do not.
No, never mind. Heat Seeker Exposed, a Gun Honey series. Direct-to-market edition. These are $18, so I'm done talking about it.
They're trades.
Yep. Fairyland.
Lots of Fairylands.
Invader Comics presents Space Minotaur #1, a one-shot for $8. He's back and he's a space hero. If you thought he died in the labyrinth, you're wrong. Invader Comics presents 2 tales from the life of the Minotaur.
Murder Hobo is, I don't know who that's by, but it's Joseph Schmalke and Ryan G. Brown.
From Red 5 Comics, we have Last Harlemite #1 from Jeff Carroll. In the ruins of downtown Manhattan, Mansa ventures on a daring quest fueled by memories of his sister and loyal companion, Benzo. As he navigates through the perilous post-apocalyptic terrain, confronting mutated beast, Mansa discovers that the true adventure lies not just in overcoming obstacles, but in the unbreakable bonds forged with his friends Miguel and Tommy.
Lorenzo Del Felice is doing the writing and the art for Red Roots #1 from Image. And I believe he is one of Kirkman's buddies. So he gets to do what he wants.
There we go. It's a very short synopsis. The lives of a professional killer and high school teacher are bound by a terrifying, mysterious force.
Yeah. One singular vision there. Skinbreaker hits #8. Sam and Twitch on 23.
Street Fighter swimsuit specials. Get your $40 out and get in line.
A lot of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli stuff. So we talked about that Swamp Thing, that unreleased.
It's finally out.
Just 4 issues. 4 covers, I should say. Holy crap on a cracker. Transformers #1, 13th print. It is a gorgeous one. A lot of white, gonna be tough to get a 9.8, but she purty.
White Sky comes back with its 3rd issue. I'm looking forward to that.
DC set next level with Zatanna #1. Superstar Jamal Campbell takes Zatanna's magic to the next level. Zatara embarks on her greatest journey yet as the newest and first Prime Magus in millennia. It is now Zatanna's sworn responsibility to oversee and guide the world of magic.
Yeah. And Wrestle Heist finishes up. That's the Kyle Starks book I've been reading. I like that. Good stuff there as well.
Heading over to our good friends at Marvel, who I forgot to change the date, so it's going to take me a second to catch up.
I also forgot to change the date. We are terrible.
It is a weird website where it remembers the date I put in when I bookmarked it.
Yeah, which makes
I don't like
it doesn't
that.
really make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Alien Predator and Planet of the Apes, #1. What the heck?
I didn't actually get anything.
Well, that's a comic giveaway day.
I actually went to.
That's right. We have Fractured Free Comic Book Day and Comic Giveaway Day, right?
I actually went to 2027. So I'm
Oh
still
my!
catching up. I'm in the wrong.
Tell me what the hot books are so I can buy them now.
It says there's nothing out, which makes a lot of sense. There we go. So you were talking about Captain America.
Comic Giveaway Day, Drew.
Oh, yeah?
Comic Giveaway Day is soon. May 2nd.
Yeah.
Free Comic Book Day returns May 2nd, 2026. Comic Giveaway Day from PRH. Yeah. So, please come back together and just have one. Name.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. We love a good celebration of our local comic book shops. All right, sorry. I was trying to find that information. Back to Marvel. Doom 2099 out. Frank Thierry writing that. Ultron versus Doom. Should be interesting. Jubilee's Deadly Reunion out. I do like Jubilee. Jubilation Lee. Drew, not finding anything in Marvel that scratches any itches?
I am looking, bro.
And there is not a ton. No. And again, this is a 5th Wednesday. So, Marvel typically holding back on 5th Wednesdays as well. Yeah. So, just an FYI. Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you go to your local comic book shops, snap on up, grab on up, keep on up, and say, hey, you're going to have this.
I'm going to take a flyer on the long-lost Swamp Thing #1 from 1989, which is really 88. Yeah, 88, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go with that one.
And I'm going to go with DC Cross Sonic the Hedgehog #1, 6th printing. This is going to also include the other 4, but Drew will not let me. But I'm telling you through whatever means necessary, get all 5 because they're going to look cool together. So it is DC Cross Sonic the Hedgehog #1, 6th printing, and the other 4 as well.
Oh my God, you totally cheated. Totally cheated.
This has been the Aaron Churchill accidentally go ahead and grab 5 instead of 1 approved segment of the day. Yeah. I apologize, Aaron, if I even he says that's a bridge too far. They're $5. Spend your $25 on these. You're gonna be fine.
And then frame them together.
I mean, dude, if you look up the price of the Walking Deads that are these, it's
really
bonkers.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So just yeah.
Do I have those?
The 2nd printing of 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I did.
Nope. But, yeah, that is my pick.
Was it just Negan's bat?
Yeah.
Was that it? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yep. So, this has been your sneak peek at next week. Completely official. Nothing under the table whatsoever. Everything telling line and perfectly legitimate. Trust me. If you want more of Drew and myself, head on over to patreon.com. Find comics for fun and profit. Toss a couple bucks. Get things early. Get things ad-free. We got a bunch of movies we're going to see here soon. We're going to drop our reviews early and free for our Patreons first. If you want to hear me complain about Mandalorian and Grogu or Supergirl or maybe even the new Street Fighter movie.
Are you going to that?
Hit us up on Patreon. I don't know. Yeah, I might.
Yeah. Justin's going, right?
You know. Yep. So get our honest predictions on if those sucked or not. You know, you can trust us. So we thank you guys for tagging along till the very end of the podcast. For Drew and for myself, see ya.
Got a long box full of what ifs sitting by my door. Elseworld dreams and multiverse schemes, I've been wanting more. Two big kingdoms draw their lines in ink and pride, but somewhere in the gutter panels those crossovers hide. Lawyers and legends, contracts and chains. Fans keep crying but nothing ever changes. Why don't they let Constantine with Doctor Strange? Smoke in the sanctum, bending what's strange. Why ain't Superman ever thrown down with the Hulk? Sunlight and gamma, just fists and pure bulk. Quips and acrobatics in neon light. Yeah, we keep dreaming while the suits say no. Blues in the pages that we'll never know. Got magic on one side, got magic on the next. One's got demons on speed dial, one's got ancient text. You'd think they'd meet somewhere around the edge of hell, but copyright's got them trapped in their own little spell. Board-worn thunder, dollars in the air. Creativity's a prisoner sitting in a chair. Why don't they let Constantine with Doctor Strange? Two trench coats tangled in mystical range. Why ain't Superman ever gone rage for rage? Hawk break worlds, Soups turns the page. Nightwing and Spidey crack jokes mid-fight. Flipping through shadows in midtown light. Yeah, we keep dreaming while the suits say no. Blues in the panels we'll never know. Now Kylene's back says, man, you gotta go big. Superman and Hulk, that's the whole dang gig. Drew shakes his head, says, nah, think it through. Constantine and Strange, that's the darker brew. Kyle laughs, they want fists, I want skies torn wide. Drew says, I want secrets where the demons hide. They argue all night in that podcast glow. Comics for fun and profit on the radio. Somewhere in another timeline they already met. Ink still wet on a page we ain't seen yet. Fans keep preaching like it's gospel truth, that the best stories come when you cut them loose. Let Constantine gamble with Doctor Strange. Let Constantine gamble with Doctor Strange. Let him break the rules, rearrange the range. Let Superman clash with the Hulk screen rage. Turn the whole damn cosmos into one big stage. Turn the whole damn cosmos into one big stage. Let Nightwing swing with Spider-Man free. Two wisecrack kings of agility. Till then we're stuck with these what-if shows, singing crossover blues that nobody knows. Yeah, Kyle and Drew still fight that fight in the long box glow on a Friday night.